Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I want to talk about a bit of an issue that I've had recently with my phone. So I had, in past tense, a Motorola G31, something like that. It was like £120, right? And it was a pretty decent little phone. I bought it, I think June 2023, and it was good. It was a solid phone. It had 3 cameras, one of which was a macro. It was quite fast and the battery life was quite good. But as time sort of went on with it, it started to come into a few issues. First, there was a big crack that came over the screen, and the crack kind of went over the selfie cam. So whenever you were trying to take a selfie, it kind of looked like it was just clouded in mist, which didn't make for great photos and selfies and stuff. Then a crack came up on the normal camera, so I kind of had to use the macro camera for everything, or the super wide camera. The super wide camera lens was really useful actually, I really liked that. And yeah, then after that the charging port started to get a bit annoying. It was USB-C, which the whole thing of USB-C is you're meant to be able to do it both ways. It started to become you could only do it one way, and then it started to only accept one particular charging cable, which was one that I bought from Asda in an emergency because I needed a charging cable right then and there and I just didn't have one to hand. So I bought that, and for some reason my phone would only accept that one. No other USB-C was allowed. If I went to someone's house, I had to take my charger with me, right, so that I could charge it with their system, with their plug. And then it got even worse. It started to become one of those things where you had to really be really finicky with it and just get it in the right angle at the right sort of thing. It didn't click into place anymore. So I had to get this set up where, so what I did, say this is where the charging thing is, right? So this is the phone, right? This is the charging port, right? So that comes out here. I had to put a big heavy thing here, right? Just so that it would hold it in place, the cable, so that it wouldn't fall out and then stop the phone from charging. And then the way that I would charge it is I would not push the phone down with my hand, because then when it comes off, the slight stickiness of the hand moves it ever so slightly. That ever so slight amount caused it to go out, right? So what I did is I found this cheap pedal that was sitting around my parents' house. And I said, can I use this? And they were like, yeah, sure. And so I took it back. It's a crap pedal, doesn't really ever get used, right? And so what I did is I held it on the other side. So the big heavy thing holding the cable down is here, and then there is some kind of pedal or just something to push, right? So I could push the pedal into the camera, right? Into the phone, sorry. So I push the pedal into the phone, and then the phone gets pushed into the jack, which I'm kind of holding on the other side, right? But I tend to be holding it not like that, like you would. I'm holding it with my wrist like that, pushing it down as hard as I possibly can, just so that I can get that like as little contact as possible, so that when I let go, there isn't anything coming with it. There's no movement or interference, right? And that worked solidly enough for probably about a year and a half. It wasn't very fun doing it that way. It was a nightmare, particularly like if you had someone over and you needed to charge your phone, they got a little bit of a comic show out of it. But you know, as time went on, these imperfections just became something that I sort of didn't like about the phone, but it was like I accepted it with the phone. This is like what my phone is like. My phone has a bit of a disability. That's okay. It's when it is charged, it works wonderfully. It's just a case of getting it charged. And there were many times when it wouldn't work for the longest time, and for like a day, and I'd get really worried and really panicked, and then it would somehow resolve itself again, right? And that happened many, many times. And then a couple days ago, I was at work, right? And what had started to happen in the past couple of weeks was these little lines were coming up on the screen, like baked into the screen. And at first I thought they were kind of nice. They kind of added a texture to the screen. And I actually preferred how it looked with the little lines. But then the little lines got bigger and more opaque and, you know, just multicolored. And then eventually the entire screen just went whoosh like that. Not as in it exploded, but it just looked like a load of pixels. That every pixel was as bright as it possibly could be, right? And it just meant I couldn't use the phone, because the phone worked. I could feel like response when I would, you know, swipe up and then put the text password thing in, right? Dun, 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 and you can feel it vibrate when you touch, right? And you kind of know where things are, so you can kind of do it blind, right? So I was at work and I was a bit stressed out, right? Because I'm like, right, well, one, my boss sometimes uses WhatsApp to text me like little things that I might need to know. So I literally need it for work. 2, I was meeting people later that day and I needed to keep correspondence up with them so that I could figure out where we were going to meet. Obviously, is it still on, all that kind of stuff. 3, this YouTube thing and my general self-employment is, I need phones to make that work. I need to be, online and up to date at pretty much all times, right? And 4, it has basically everything I ever use on it, right? Everything that I could possibly need. My music, my contacts, my Google accounts, all my backups, right? Everything, right? So I was really freaking out and I was like, I just need to get a new phone now. So someone came in to like fill in for like 20 minutes while I went out and got a new phone. I went to a phone shop and I got really ripped off. This is the phone that I bought. It's a Samsung A04E, I think. Something like that. It cost me £120, which I've looked up on Google. You can get them for like 70 quid. So I'm a bit miffed that I've spent £50 just for that. Like I'm working a shift later. It's a 5-hour shift. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm working for free because I'm paying off that £50, right? In fact, really the next 3 or 4 shifts I'm doing are for free because, well, the next 3 shifts I'm doing are for free. Well, I suppose I'll be £30 in profit, but just to earn the money back from this investment that I had to make of a new phone. Right? And the thing is, I know that this phone isn't going to last nearly 2 years. This phone will probably last 6 months. And realistically, for the past couple of months, I have known that, my phone is coming to the end of its lifespan, right? And I'm thinking about what phone I want to get next. I'm thinking I've had Motorola's for a while and I was looking at maybe an Xperia or something. I wanted something a bit higher end because I tend to go for very, very low phones and I've never had a higher end phone of any capacity. So I thought maybe, I wouldn't mind spending 250 quid. It's a bit more expensive than what I normally like, but realistically in the realm of phones, that's actually quite cheap. I know people that spend like £60 a month on their contract. I don't understand how you could possibly justify that because my phone does 99% of what that phone does that someone's paying 60 quid for, right? I understand you get bigger data packages and stuff like that, and that's all quite useful. But at the end of the day, that is so much money, right? 2 months of that would pay this phone off, right? And they have these phones for years, like 3 years. And then I suppose they also get it paid for the next phone and stuff like that. Tell you what, if you're watching this video and you have one of these expensive phones, can you leave a comment into why you have it like that and why you have such a big data package or such a big phone thing? What do you get out of it? Do you actually get £60 worth of stuff out of it every month? I just don't see how it could be justified personally. And yeah, this is kind of the video. It's just, I just wanted to get this out there because I'm a bit frustrated. And it's also, I've realized that I don't like this phone, but I'm stuck with it now for like maybe a year or a year and a half. But the second that this phone starts to show me faults and starts giving me grief, this phone's going in the fucking bin because it just gets on my nerves, right? Well, I had to buy this phone that I didn't want. I was getting myself ready to buy a new phone. I just wanted to get this one to June 2025, my old phone. So I wanted to get to June 2025 so that it would have lasted for 2 years, right? And then I could have said, right, I had it for 2 years, cool. Didn't get to do that. Instead, I had to rush around like a fucking headless chicken trying to get this phone. And that just frustrates me. All right, so that's basically the video. Leave your comments below about, the message of this is, by the way, don't leave things that are clearly breaking to just break entirely before you get a replacement, right? Replace it a little bit before and then try and maybe get some use out of that old thing until you do wear it down to its finality, right? Or once you're sick of it, right? Because I could have saved myself some money, I could have saved myself some stress, I could have saved myself some time, right? For not having to worry. Because also transferring it over, I wasn't able to do all the normal backup stuff. It wasn't like a smooth backup process because I couldn't use my old phone. I mean, it technically was on, right? Oh, that's another thing. I've got Bluetooth headphones, right? Or AirPod things, whatever, right? These, right? I can't link them to this because it thinks that these are still linked to my old phone that don't work. Why the fuck can't I unlink them from the headphones themselves? Why is it I've got to do it from the phone, right? It's ridiculous. So these might have to go in the bin as well. Right? I've got some wired ones, right? But I like these more because I can use them at the gym. Because I can go on like a treadmill and stuff. That's the only reason I have them. I didn't even pay for them. They're just like, someone left them behind one time when I had a party and I never saw that person again. So I was just like, oh, well, I'll keep them until, that I see them again. And then like 6 months passed and I was like, I'm never seeing them again, am I? Oh, I guess they're mine now. So they're mine. I mean, I put new little plastic flippy bits to go in your ears in just because I didn't want to get, I don't know, diseases off whatever that person might have had. Right? And yeah, that's the moral of the story. Just don't leave things to the very, very last second. That's the message of the story. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care and bye-bye.